Welcome back, my friends and fellow gamers. I'm Wrath, and we're back today in Hellion. So today we're going to go ahead and explore Icarus. So this was the mission. We're supposed to go and check out her base, and based on everything that's been going on, I'm going to go ahead and bring myself a little pistol just in case. I'm going to go ahead and put my torch down because I don't think I'll need it right now. What's my air look like? Alright, so let's pop this. So now one of the things that I'm planning to do going forward here is I'm picking certain days of the week to have those be specifically for certain content. I just recently started my Rogue Tech playthrough, and I'm going to be taking the time to also start scheduling that for Tuesdays, and now my Hellion content will now start getting scheduled specifically for, I think, Thursdays is what I'm going to target as my my preferred day. But I'm doing this recording, and then I'll upload it, and I'm going to try and get a pipeline of these, but it does mean that there's a couple of consequences for that. The first consequence is that there will be a delay in terms of my response time when it comes to comments on the videos, things that you want me to do and stuff. I may have several videos in advance at a time, because a lot of times I can only afford time-wise to be able to sit down once in a while and do, 2 or 3 or more recordings at a time. And so I may not have the ability, so like you might tell me something important, but you may not see me respond to that information for several episodes after the fact. And that will be primarily because I won't actually have, I won't have seen it until later in, in the recording timeline. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that, so that nobody thinks that I'm just disregarding them or not paying attention, because I do pay attention. But I mean, with that being said, I will try to answer comments as best I can, and work from there. So I just wanted to let everybody know that that's going to be my strategy moving forward, just because I think that it will work out better for me in the long run. So expect to, on the positive side, the good news is that you'll be getting a regular influx of content where you can kind of rely on a particular video coming out at a particular time. Hopefully, if I can stay to the schedule, everything will work out pretty nicely. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. So we have enough air to operate here, but obviously not enough to do much else with. No equipment here. Okay. No power units. Turn the lights off. Nothing here. Okay, that room is depressurized. let's do this. Let's depressurize then. Ooh, a blue warp cell. I'll take that. And blue resource container. Oh, hacking tool. Take that. So we can always use those. A couple more. Okay. Already have one of those. Nothing there. Any resources? No. She's completely out of resources. Although she does have some air, but we're not going to be able to make use of that. So this is a pod. It's not a life support module like I thought it was. Nothing there. Wow, hers looks in startlingly better condition than mine did. Okay. Another pistol. Let's see if there's anything behind here. Nope. Another hacking tool. I'll take that. Resource injector. Boy, hers looks in much better condition than mine. Basketball hoop, a guitar. Well, doesn't she just get all the nice stuff? This is why we can't have nice things. So you're giving them all to some extra plot character instead of me. Alright, so let's see what she has to say.
Terrorists. I don't know if I can wrap my mind around this. I mean, back in Saul, yeah, but here? In Hellion? The thought that a religious cult from our past somehow managed to bypass our security and infiltrated the expedition? Part of me doesn't want to believe it, but it's so hard to ignore all of this damage. I guess these really are the Sons of Earth. Back in Saul, their ideology was a problem, but we always had enough security. Here? Even one attack would have been devastating. And looking at all of these debris fields, there must have been more than one of them. Alright, Bethu's wounds were probably hit first, so the debris over there isn't as dangerous. I guess that's my next stop. Perhaps I can find a pattern. The sun's always had a pattern. Diving into one of those fields won't be easy. I better check the hull again, just in case.
Alright, so apparently a religious cult is what smashed everything. Okay, we can just get rid of that. And that's going to be the end of Icarus here. Really not that much to take away other than the... Oh, another hacking tool. Take whatever we can get here. Oh, nothing there. So, ooh. Nope, okay. Now I could take this, but I don't think it's going to be worth the effort here, so we're going to go ahead and just... Ouch. Ugh. Did I get just turned around? Okay. Okay. My dog is very cutely having nightmares that he's kind of barking, but not really. It's very cute. Oh, gotta override it. Okay. So now they've given me the mission to go ahead and investigate stations around Burner and Everest. So that will be the next objective. And we can go ahead and do that, but I need to go back first and I need to drop off some of these things that I've got and convert them into blueprints. And 2, I need to rebuild a new warp cell so that I can go and actually get around without being inconvenienced so much. So we're going to go ahead and pull away from Icarus. Don't know why it does that reverse, like if I'm thrusting upwards it stutters down first. So let's go ahead and take everything here. So that's our base right there. And we've scanned all these fun things. Let's go ahead and warp to our base. Okay, where's the indicator? Oh, there it is. It's right in front of me. Alright, so we'll go ahead and make the jump. Now, I do want to take a look. The various items that I've picked up should give us a bit of breathing room. We've got a tier 2 warp cell, which I don't think we'll be able to actually build any of these. And I don't want to use... I want to keep this one and recycle it later after we've used up the fuel that's in it. So we're going to recycle these ones first, along with all this other materials that we have, so that we can try... Did I put one of these in my ship already? No. Okay. We'll do that when we get back. Actually, I can do one right now, so... Go ahead and take one of these guys. Slap them in. And we can go ahead and start grabbing things here. Wait a minute. That's civilian unit. That needs to go here. Because we're dangerously low. Alright, so we need a new military unit as well. Alright, so yeah, I already got a resource injector there. So the ship is starting to fill out pretty nicely. Alright, in perfect timing. We're back just in time to make a stop at our station. Okay, which one? Okay, so that's up. So I should be able to just thrust ahead Give it a tiny boost up. And just come rolling right over the top here. Okay. Okay, and perfect positioning. Alrighty. Again, just little bursts here and there to get us where we need to go. See, I don't know why it's doing that. It seems to be a new bug. Alright. Come back for the rest of this once we've dropped things off. Alrighty. And away we go. Okay, so now we get to have a little bit of fun. So one of the cool things is that that blue container that we got. Even though we're gonna scrap that in order to get the blueprint, that means that we will have opportunities to get the better quality ones, which means mining operations will go more smoothly. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and fire everything up. Okay, fire everything up here, and we're still positive energy. Okay, and let's go store everything and take stock of our materials after we go ahead and grab everything out. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that there. And we'll go ahead and toss those two there because they're probably going to get recycled. This can immediately get recycled. Okay. And then we can come over here. Let's go ahead and place that in. I think we already have catalysts. Yes, we do. Okay, so we don't have singularity cell detonators, which kinda, I think we should get those. So I'm gonna go take that out of the ship and put it in here so that we have it. Go ahead and put that in. And do we have warp cells? Yes, we do. Now, like I said, I could put in the tier 2 one as well right now, but I don't want to just yet. Okay, so tier 2 raw can go in here. Alright, so we put that over there. And now we're going to recycle the blue one. So that we have the blueprint for it for later use. Okay, do we have the blueprints for ammo? Yes, we do. Okay. Alright, so that gives us a good setup thus far. We need to go and get enough materials to recycle the warp cells. So we're going to go ahead and go back and grab all the things that we need here. Move that there. Put that there. That gives us, I think, 4 or 5. That gives us 4 canisters to work with for the next mining operation. Oh wait, let's store all of this, because now we've got enough catalysts that we don't actually need to put one up just yet. Okay. And we'll keep that and use it next time when we have a chance. All right. Alrighty. So we do have a couple of things that we want to do. The first order of business is we are going to put the blue warp cell into our engine right now so that we can use it up. Because I'll still get the blueprint for it even when I recycle it. So using it up, there's no reason not to use the warp cell. So let's take a look here. Yeah, it's only got 9% left anyway, so we're going to go ahead and put that in. That needs to be recycled. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the items that we need. So 1, 2, 4. Okay, so we're all full. We're going to go back and take care of these again. A lot of time really does get spent moving things around in this game, which is reasonable. You know, if you were surviving out in space and you were going out and gathering up tons of stuff and storing it in your ship, and then coming back to your base, you'd spend some time moving that around, because it wouldn't just magically move from one place to another. This gets a lot easier when you have an Argus or an Aegis or whatever the other ship is called. Things get a lot easier when you have one of those, because of the fact that they do provide you with a much larger amount of movement, and plus when you dock onto them, it's a lot faster to carry things up from the bottom and just walk them inside through the airlock instead of going EVA. It just, things tend to just move a little bit more smoothly. Alright, so let's start by fabricating a new military grade nanite core. This will protect us as we go through like burner and stuff where the where we may be going into the debris fields and facing some rather unpleasant consequences. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take that guy. We'll set him down for here for now. Alright, so we need to put the singularity cell detonator in there so that we can produce those. Okay, good. So, that being done, next we need to process these guys. Alright. So let's make sure that we've got enough. Yeah. Okay. So now we need to produce a new singularity cell detonator. This, of course, will allow us to replace the one that we just demolished. And we need to create a couple more of these guys. In fact, 3 more. So let's go ahead and craft those. But before we do that, let's craft our more urgent need, which is a warp cell. Okay, we don't have enough resources, so let's drop a couple more of these guys in there. Okay. So this will give us enough fuel to keep going after we burn through that tier 2 fuel cell. Okay, and then back to these guys. I need 2 more of these. Okay, 1 more. Alright, so we're going to have to put mining on our immediate futures list because, again, we're starting to run low on our necessary materials, but it's not critical yet. We still have plenty of carbon fiber materials. We've got, oh, I didn't realize we had this many canisters. So yeah, we can do some serious mining. Alright. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on and start doing our upgrades. So first order of business is we're going to go ahead and load that up. That gives us now a substantially larger power supply in the station itself. So for instance, if I shut this off, if I turn off the Hound and shut off its power supply, the station is at a bit of a deficit, but that's not terribly bad. We can, if we power down the air filter, actually, oh no, wait. If we pop that in there, and we can put one in the other one as well, that will actually reduce the power consumption now. So if I retract that, there's no more power coming in. Okay, so the power is still negative, but I mean, just simply shutting that off does the trick. So let's go ahead and deploy that and turn this back on. Alright, we'll let our power recover. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get these parts plugged in. Now, one of the things I haven't covered is good habits, especially when you're playing multiplayer. Because your systems continue to deteriorate while you are offline in online play, like on a multiplayer server, one of the best habits to get into is to check the status of all of your modules through the life support system, because you can look at all of the different nano systems, all of the different nanocores, as well as the health of each module from that interface. So you can clearly see when you need to make new arrangements, or when you're desperately in need of, say, a new civilian nanocore. Okay, so we did leave a few things here. Let's go ahead and put the fuel pack there. Let's go ahead and drop that there. There we go. There we go. That looks nice. Alrighty. So we've got a fresh thing. Let's go ahead and put this guy right here as well. That way we can pick up all of this stuff here. And I'm just gonna put all of my, basically this is gonna be my little tool rack for things that I think I need, whereas all the other stuff is for things that I loot while I'm out. So we're gonna go ahead and place both of these, and then place the cell detonator. Alright, so that gives us a pretty decent allotment of power, 500,000 to be precise. So now we'll be able to operate for a very, very long time and be able to make multiple rapid jumps from place to place without worrying too much, and we'll be limited pretty much only by fuel. And since we've got a full warp cell, we should be relatively okay in that regard. Let's go ahead and take these remaining parts back into the station and then start refueling all of our air and everything else as we get ready to go. Is there anything here that I want to take with me? No. Now, one of the things I also recommend is supplying your ship with enough materials so that you can leave stuff behind, but that if you lose the ship and everything, that you're not out all of your stuff. And likewise, if you're playing on multiplayer, always remember that your character remains in the world even when you are logged off, with the exception of when you log off inside of your cryopod. Any other time, you will remain standing there. More importantly to that fact, your character will continue to breathe the oxygen in the environment around them, whether that's inside your suit or whether that is inside your station. So, for instance, if you don't have air filtering going on and you log out, your character will eventually die of carbon monoxide poisoning or carbon dioxide poisoning, because he'll have been contaminating the air by just breathing. If you log out with your suit on, with the helmet closed, then your character will eventually go through all the oxygen in his suit and die because he'll suffocate inside of his suit. Fun times, no? So let's go ahead and all right. Alright, that should be good enough for all of this. Do we have enough for me to make a second warp cell? No, but I can fix it relatively quickly. The only reason I'm doing this is just because I want to have another secondary source of fuel, just in case. Now, more than likely, if you summon a new rescue ship, it will probably still come with a 100% fuel cell. And so you probably could gimmick the system, but I'm actually thinking that they probably don't do that anymore, just based on the fact that they've made available these the emergency warp. So you probably don't get a warp cell anymore, or a singularity cell detonator. So losing your ship could be very, very painful. Alright, let's go ahead and refill all of our stuff. again, we're using my preferred loadout for these devices. Oh, I never did grab that. So here's a medical thing. So we've got 3 of those in case we ever get injured. And let's make a real quick check to see. Alright, so the fabricator's at about 50%. The ship definitely is going to need a new one relatively soon. And so is the airlock. But when I say relatively soon, if we look at this, relative is just that, relative. Because this says that it needs one in 4 days. And that's 4 days of play because I'm on single player. If you're on multiplayer, that's 4 days straight, whether you're on or not. So be mindful of that. Anyway, with that all done, and we're at about 45 minutes or so here, we're pretty close to it. I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. We need to, what's the battery on this looking like? Oh, that battery's not draining at all. That's weird. Alright, so we'll go ahead and in the next episode, we're going to go ahead and check the stations around Burner for signs of this terrorist attack. I hope that you are enjoying this series. As always, I enjoy all of the comments that everybody makes. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. I really appreciate it. We just recently passed 200 subscribers, so I want to do something special for that. So look forward for a notification probably this coming weekend, since I will have some extra room in my schedule. This weekend I will be doing a live stream, and I will be looking to have some of my subscribers join me, and we can do some Hellion on one of the multiplayer servers. So if you're interested in doing that, make sure to sign up on my Discord. The link will be in the description down below. But make sure that you have access to my Discord, that you sign up for it, and then be on somewhere around midday or so Mountain Standard Time, and that'll be probably on Saturday, so probably noonish or so, noonish to 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And I will pick from people who are online and in the Discord at that time. I'll make an announcement and we'll go from there. So until then, and until next time, I'm Wrath, and I'll catch you on the flip side.